Please subscribe the channel. The dilapidated Victorian mansion loomed over the quiet neighborhood like a shadow from the past. For years, it had stood abandoned, its overgrown garden serving as a testament to forgotten memories. Rumors spread among the locals that the mansion was haunted, cursed by an ancient evil that lurked within its decaying walls. No one dared to venture near, except for one brave soul named Sarah. Sarah was a collector of oddities and antiques. When she heard about the mansion's unsettling history, she couldn't resist the temptation to explore it. The stories of an eerie doll rumored to be hidden inside the house fueled her curiosity even more. Legend had it that the doll was the creation of an eccentric toymaker who delved into dark magic. According to the stories, the doll possessed a malevolent spirit that thrived on fear. One stormy night, when the moon was obscured by thick clouds, Sarah mustered her courage and approached the mansion. The creaking iron gates opened with an eerie screech as she stepped into the garden. The house itself appeared as though it were watching her, windows resembling vacant eyes, and the door a gaping mouth. Goosebumps rose on her skin, but she couldn't let fear consume her now. Inside, the mansion exhaled an air of melancholy, and each footstep echoed through the corridors. Cobwebs adorned every corner, and the old wooden floors groaned under her weight. The silence was oppressive, and Sarah's breath quickened as she climbed the stairs to the upper floor. In a dusty, forgotten nursery, she found a collection of worn-out toys scattered across the floor. Her eyes fixed on a shelf where the unsettling doll sat, adorned with tattered lace and its porcelain face etched with sorrow. The doll's eyes seemed to follow her, and its smile appeared more menacing than comforting. Sarah hesitated for a moment, wondering if she should leave the doll where it was. But her curiosity got the better of her, and she carefully picked it up, feeling a cold shiver run down her spine. It was as though a silent warning emanated from the doll, urging her to put it back, but she ignored the feeling. As she left the nursery, she noticed a faint whisper in the distance. The words were indistinct, but they seemed to call her name. She followed the voice down a dark corridor, her heart pounding loudly in her chest. The whispers grew stronger, and a haunting melody filled the air, growing louder with each step she took. In a room at the end of the hallway, the voice intensified, and the unsettling doll in her arms seemed to react. Its porcelain face contorted into an expression of malevolence, and Sarah felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The room was adorned with paintings of a woman and her child, both bearing striking resemblance to the doll she held. Suddenly, the whispers ceased, and Sarah felt a sharp pain in her hand. The doll's tiny hand moved, and she saw a thin, crimson line appear across her palm. She dropped the doll in horror, but it landed upright, its gaze locking with hers once more. The room darkened, and the walls seemed to close in around her. Sarah tried to escape, but the door slammed shut, trapping her inside. Panic consumed her as the haunting melody intensified, now accompanied by a haunting chorus of laughter. A chilling realization washed over Sarah. The doll had possessed her, and she was now bound to its malevolent spirit. She desperately tried to resist, but her body moved involuntarily, drawn toward the haunting melody. Days turned into nights, and the once bold Sarah became a mere puppet, controlled by the unsettling doll. The locals noticed her strange behavior, but no one dared to approach the cursed mansion. One stormy night, a group of curious teenagers decided to investigate the mansion. They broke open the rusty gates and ventured inside, unaware of the darkness that awaited them. As they entered the old nursery, they were greeted by an eerie sight, a woman holding the unsettling doll, her eyes vacant and filled with terror. The haunting melody filled the air once more as Sarah slowly turned to face the intruders. The malevolent spirit within the doll craved fear, and now it had found fresh victims to torment. As the teenagers recoiled in horror, they knew they had stumbled into a nightmare from which there was no escape. The legend of the unsettling doll lived on, warning others to stay away from the cursed mansion and the malevolence that lurked within its walls. For those who dared to seek answers, the haunting melody and the chilling laughter would forever echo in their nightmares. And the unsettling doll, once an innocent plaything, became a harbinger of fear and despair, forever bound to the shadows of the forgotten mansion.